Hi everyone, it's Amanda Jean here with another video, and today I want to talk about Section 5, hiring taxis and drivers as part of my Hadley School for the Blind and Visually Impaired review. Links for my latest blog post and social media accounts can be found in the description below. Please be sure to check them out. For me, honestly, this section was the hardest for me to review. That is because I have limited access to taxis and hired drivers. The course offered practical tips on advantages and disadvantages of use of taxis and hired drivers. For me, when it comes to taxis, some of the disadvantages are the smell and condition of the car and cost. When I've had to use a taxi outside of the use of it for a paratransit service, I have come across taxi cabs that were clean and weren't clean, good customer service and bad customer service, as well as the costs. Once when I had to take a taxi for work, I had to pay about $40 to get to work and back. That was costly compared to the price I would normally pay for paratransit, which is around $7 round trip or $3.50 each way. Now there are advantages to hiring a taxi. For me, it's a lot quicker to get around town and they're more relatively on time and available in my community compared to, say, paratransit. That is part of the service that I do like. Another part of the advantages and disadvantages that the course talked about was use of hiring drivers. The course offered practical tips for finding someone to hire for you to hire. Such things were to consider were amount of time needed for the driver, hours, pay rate, and number of times that you would need the driver. I have never hired a driver before, so learning that part of the information were helpful, but it was also new. Some of the disadvantages of hiring a driver they mentioned was having to terminate somebody for certain reasons, or ended up hiring someone from family and having to keep that separate. Of course, you always want to maintain professional performance, even if you hire a family member to hire you or not. Me, when it comes to getting help with other people driving me around, I normally use family or sometimes friends. The next section of the course talked about use of gathering information. Of course, when you're hiring taxis, you can ask around for recommendations from family and friends for companies. You can also look up on the internet information, or of course you can use an old telephone book and get the numbers. You can ask information such as discounts, hours, pay rate, etc. When it comes to hiring drivers, I feel like you may have a little bit more control, because you can sit there and write out your needs such as hours, days, times, what you're looking for in a driver, pay rate, etc. The next section we talked about was bargaining. Now, for this, we're talking about in the United States, every country is different, and that is exchanging services for rides. So, for example, if I had my grandpa take me to work 3 days a week, a service I could offer is extra cleaning around the house for a certain number of hours. Or maybe if I hired a neighbor, I could say, hey, next time you go out on vacation, I can collect your mail and newspapers. That would be considered maybe a fair trade. Some other things that you may be able to offer that the course suggested was maybe babysitting or pet sitting, or even tutoring or baking something, etc. And the last section of the course was how to travel safely. Of course, you never want to give out too much personal information when you're out and about. You know, general chit chat is fine, but you never want to say, yeah, I leave for work at a certain time every day or wherever. Of course, you also want to know where you're going, and you want to study that map beforehand so that way the driver doesn't overcharge you. You may want to ask the dispatcher ahead of time for the driver's name and then make sure it matches up when you meet the taxi. And of course, always carry your cell phone, chargers, let other family members and friends know where you're going and what time you're going to return. And another big thing for me personally is always having a backup plan for when I do want to go out. That to me is a big comfort for me. So I feel that this course has been very, very positive. I have enjoyed learning these lessons, and I hope that you guys have learned something from me from the reviews that I've given. Guys, as always, if you like this content, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I respond to every comment I possibly can. And share this video, and please subscribe. I love getting new subscribers, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.